Now, over the past 1 or 2 weeks, I've been receiving a lot of consultations, a lot of inquiries about Itunu, about Isimi, about Lagoon Front. You know, a lot of people want to decide what to go for, they want to decide what to buy, and they need my input, they need my advice, they need my consultation. Should I go for Itunu? Should I go for Eminence Phase 3? Should I go for Isimi? The property appreciation of Itsunu is going to like so amount in few months time. Do you feel it's a good buy? Do you feel it's a good investment, and so on? So it's not me like guiding people privately. So I decided, I feel okay, let me just do a video analyzing and assessing each of these properties, put them side by side, and trying to advise as much people as I can on their investment choices. So Itsunu, Lagoon Front, Eminence Phase 3, Isimi. So we are putting these properties side by side. We are analyzing these properties side by side and trying to advise you on which one is the best investment for you. So in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, please meet the Property channel, and this way we discuss everything real estate. Either you want to buy, invest, or sell a property here in Nigeria. We share tips, guides, and advice on what to buy, where to invest, and different locations where you can invest here in Lagos, here in Nigeria, and you can make very good returns. We also try to share warnings on risk assessments, titles, and different scams and shams that also occur and happen in the real estate industry here in Lagos. So after you have watched this particular video analyzing and assessing these particular properties, you can also go to our previous videos. There are some topics I've done about Aja versus ibeju-lekki, Eleko versus Ekpe versus ibeju-lekki, and these videos are also going to guide you more on what and where to invest. So let's assess and review these different properties: Itunu, Lagoon Front, Eminence Phase 3, and Isimi Lagos. Now, almost all these locations, all these properties are the same axis, the same neighborhood. They are all after the Eleko junction, between the Eleko down to the Ekpe town. So Eminence Phase 3, CFO, that's the title. I've not verified it. Itunu CFO also, that's the title based on what the company are releasing. Lagoon Front is CFO also, and Isimi Lagos is also CFO. Now, all these properties are basically for land banking, which is they are not buy and build right now. Now, when I say buy and build, does not mean that you cannot buy and build there, or start building, or start constructing there. You can, but it's not a place that you can live this year. None of this location is a place you can live this year, basically. So, and that's one thing some realtors won't tell you. You know, Itunu, you are looking like maybe 2 years development timeline for people to start staying, maybe. Lagoon Front definitely will be more than 2 years. Isimi Lagos is like a 5 years development timeline for Isimi, and then Eminence Phase 3 is also equally like 3-4 years too. So basically, none of these locations is a place you can buy, build, and start living right now or this year. So let's go into the investment opportunities, or the investment part of it, which means that basically assuming that everyone that are interested in this property are interested for investment, not to do land banking there. Now, starting with Eminence Phase 3, we've seen the company in charge of Eminence is Redbricks, which are the developers of Eminence Phase 1 in Eleko, Eminence Phase 2 in Eleko also, and then the newly launched Eminence Phase 3 too. Redbricks have been fantastic. We've seen what they have done, the tremendous work they have done with Eminence Phase 1, the tremendous work they have done with Eminence Phase 2 also, which is the reason why a lot of investors are so confident in what they are doing, and they also want to, and more people are also investing already in the Eminence Phase 3. Now, another fantastic thing why I like about the company, which is Redbricks, is that the company are not really stretching themselves. Most of the developers in Lagos are like, they are so fond of going to 3, 5, 6 different development at the same time, but Redbricks so far have keep it one project at a time. Eminence Phase 1, Eminence Phase 2, and then the newly launched Eminence Phase 3. So their workforce is not too stretched. Their funds concentration and attention is not also too stretched, which is something that I find very encouraging about them. And then when we also look at the Eminence Phase 2, around 4 years ago, when the Eminence Estate phase 2 started selling, it was like 10 million naira for a plot, for residential plots. And right now, Eminence Estate phase 2 for a plot there is like around 31 million. Even at distress, maybe 22 million for a distress plot there. So you can look at the appreciation around like 3 years. That's like 100% return on investment just in around 3 years. And the property or the property and the estate is not even fully developed yet. So by the time the property is fully developed, it should look like a plot there should be hitting around 35 million naira for a plot. So which is fantastic for a place that started selling at 10 million. So for the phase 3 also, definitely by the time we are looking at 3 years, 4 years to 100%, 150% return on investment for the people that have invested there. So as I said before, none of this location is a place where you can buy, build and start living right now. So you can buy and start building, actually start doing block of flats or start doing a duplex, but just take it at your pace, because it's not something that you want to finish right now and start living, or you want to start renting it out right now. So so moving to Itsunu, which is the next one that we want to review. Itsunu is also a very fantastic development by Veritasi, and we've seen what Veritasi have done with Camberwell Advantage, Camberwell Advantage 1, 2, then 3 and 4 that is currently selling. Camberwell Court also in ibeju-lekki. So that, at least they are a very, very reputable company, and then we have seen the amount of works that have also started doing at Itsunu. That's just what I find very encouraging about them. They have done the fencing, they have started the drainages, they have put a lot of infrastructure into that project, even when it's just like maybe a month, just is a month that is launched into the market, which I find very, very encouraging. And one thing about properties that the company are ready to invest in infrastructure on is that they are going to appreciate very, very fast, because what appreciates land here in Lagos is infrastructures. That's what people buy. People don't buy location. People don't care how many minutes it is to Lekki or VI or something. We just know that if I'm staying here, I've got security, I've got electricity, I've got very good neighborhood, very nice neighborhoods. People will stay. People are staying in Eminence Estate phase 3 for like since forever, and house there is very, very expensive. So it's infrastructures basically, and the company have shown so far that they are ready, fully ready in terms of infrastructures. So in terms of appreciation, Itsunu is also going to appreciate very, very fast. And for people that are looking to buy and build, I feel out of these 4 options, Itsunu is a better option for buy and build than the other, than Eminence phase 3, than Lagoon Front, than Isimi, because looking at the current pace of Veritasi at Itsunu, I feel people should start much construction there within 2 years. For Isimi, it's going to likely take like 4-5 years before people can start really constructing to say that they want to start living. Lagoon Front, almost similar. Eminence phase 3, almost like 3, 4 or 5 years also. But I feel within 2 years, looking at the development, it's only directly facing the expressway. The company are already doing the drainages, and they plan to do a lot of things there, tarred road, you know, and a lot of greenery also. So I feel within 2 years, Itsunu should match a buy and build. So if you're looking at the buy and build and want something in that axis, at least that you can start building within 1 year, I think Itsunu ticks that checkbox. Another very bigger advantage of Itsunu over Eminence phase 3 is that Itsunu is directly facing the Lekki Expressway. Eminence phase 3 is not facing the Lekki Expressway, so that's a big advantage for Itsunu. And the property is CFO. Eminence is also CFO. I have not verified the CFOs, so but based on the information I'm getting from the companies, it's CFO. Right, so let's move to Lagoon Front. Now, the biggest advantage and selling point for Lagoon Front is that it's a water view property. Itsunu does not have a water view. Eminence phase 3 does not have a water view. Isimi has a water view, but they are not selling the water view yet. And water view is going to be very, very expensive. So Lagoon Front ticks that checkbox for a property that has a water view, waterfront, and is very affordable. Although they have increased the price recently too, but at least, so there's a water view, there's a waterfront for Lagoon Front. So for people that need a property where they can have a waterfront access, a water view experience, then Lagoon Front ticks that checkbox. And I think that's also the reason why a lot of investors are picking Lagoon Front. The price is very okay, the title is very okay, and For Itunu right now, Itunu is directly facing the expressway, but Itunu is not the only property facing the expressway. So you can always get another property facing the expressway apart from Itunu. But for Waterview, that is premium, is exclusive. So not every property can face a Waterview or has a waterfront. So that's a very big advantage for you to consider if you want to pick Lagoon Front. I think the commercial plots are directly facing or have a direct water access. I can't say, but they have commercial plots there, they have residential plot there. If I'm going to advise for anyone that wants to invest in Lagoon Front, I will advise you go for commercial plots. And the reason is simple: if the commercial plot is truly going to have a waterfront or water view access, then it's fantastic. Because a lot of people that are going to be needing a waterfront or that are investing in a waterfront property, it's like premium restaurants, premium lounge, premium hotels. It's people that want to come there for business. So in case you want to sell in the future, if it's a commercial plot that you have there and you have a direct waterfront or water access, damn, that's like a gem. That's like a gem. So I'll advise that for Lagoon Front to pick that commercial plot, because it makes a lot of sense for you to have your restaurant, your lounge, your hotel, your inn, your spa that have a water view experience. You can charge far higher for that, and a lot of people will be interested to also patronize because they just want to have that cool water view. So commercial plot for Lagoon Front makes a lot of sense. And the CFO also, I've seen their CFO for Lagoon Front. The company shared the CFO with us, so Lagoon Front CFO is also valid and legit. Now let's move to Isimi by Landwey. Based on some recent publications also that they know that the price of Isimi is going like almost, is it double or triple? I don't know. So definitely Isimi will continue to appreciate like almost every month, every year. We know Landwey are very bold in terms of prices. They are never scared to place a price tag on their property regardless of the location. So if Landwey tells you that Isimi will be selling at 150 million at so months time, they are that bold. But is it worth it? That's another assessment entirely. But Isimi is also a fantastic development. Wellness city, greenery, and the entire thing that Landwey are planning to bring down to that place is like premium. And there is no developments right now in Lagos that have that kind of potential that Landwey are saying they want to put there. But what I always tell investors is this: Isimi will likely take like 4 to 5 years to develop. And we've seen what Landwey have done with Urban Prime 1, Prime 2, Prime 3, what they are doing at apartments and the Oakley. But to be sincere and to be very frank, this is Nigeria. Within 4 years' time, a lot of things can happen. Not only to Nigeria, but even to the company itself. A lot of things can change, a lot of things can happen there too. So you need as much insurance, you need as much security for you and for your investment to ensure that what you are putting into that investment and what you are putting into that property, regardless of what happened to the company, your property and your investment there will be safe, which is very key. Now, but looking at what Landwey have been doing and their capacity and their capability, they truly have the capacity to develop and deliver Isimi. How long it will take is another question for another day. that's another question for another day. So, but what they have done there is massive, is encouraging, and is mind-blowing too. They have divided it into clusters, or region 1, emergence, and so on and so blah 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 blah, down to the water view. And so is really mind-blowing what they plan to have there: the CIMIC card, the farm, the golf course, the tracks, the horse tracks, and so on. Is a place where they want to make it very exclusive and very premium. So is what the investment is what the investment definitely. But if you are investing there, if you are investing in Isimi, your property will continue to appreciate, but you should have it in mind that your investment is tied to Landwey delivering that place. and delivering everything they intend or plan to do in that place as said. So that's just it basically. So I've given a warning before, which is Itunu, Lagoon Front, Eminence Phase 3, Isimi. These are not places that you want to buy, build and start staying right now. You can't in any of these 4 locations. Can you build and start staying there in 1 year? Probably, but I don't like really giving people probably responses. So let's say buy, build and start staying there, or start renting it out in 2 years for Itsunu, likely. 2 years for Itsunu, likely. For Eminence Phase 3, 3, 4, 5 years, likely. For Isimi, 4, 5 years, 6 years, likely. For Lagoon Front, almost the same too. Almost the same too for Lagoon Front, 3, 4 years, likely too. Now another thing, Lagoon Front was launched at 5 million for a plot. Right now it's like, is it 12 million or 12.5? And a lot of people are looking like, my property have appreciated like 120%, 130%, 150% return on investment. Let me cash out. You can't cash out. If I think I've mentioned this in one of my series or one of my episodes when I talk about land banking. Now, if you're investing for land banking, you don't cash out when your property have appreciated. There is a difference between property appreciation and property maturity, or let's say investment maturity. Now, your property can be appreciating 50%, 100%, 150%, 200% return on investment. Fantastic. But that property have not matured yet. And as long as the property have not matured yet, it's a bad time for you to sell. It's just as simple as that. You don't sell because your property have appreciated. You sell because your property have matured. And how can you know if your property have matured? It is when the people that are interested in that location are no longer investors, but they are now residents or consumers or end buyers. Basically, if you want to cash out from Lagoon Front, it means that the people that are buying Lagoon Front at that time are not people who want to invest, are people that want to build, are people that want to stay there, are people that want to build a business there, a hotel, a restaurant, a lounge. And for these people to actually be interested in that location, it means that that place have opened up, the population there have increased, because right now all those places the population is very, very scanty. Anything after Eleko, the population there is very scanty, you know. So the population there have to increase, business there have to increase, residents there have to increase before you can say you can cash out on that investment. So if you bought Lagoon Front at 5 million, still hold on to your investments. Right now your investments have not matured yet. Alright, the same thing applies for Itsunu also, the same thing applies for Eminence Phase 3, the same thing applies for Isimi too. We bought Isimi at maybe when it was 30 million, right now it's like at 7.5, and then it's going to maybe 150 million or 120 million in a few months time or so on. Your property is appreciating, but Isimi is still a bush. You still can't cash out. Basically, your money is there compounding, but you have to wait for that property to mature. And that's why I always advise it. There was a time I got a comment where one of my very, very big fan also opposed to one of my advice about someone about investing in real estate. You don't put all your money in real estate. I will still be saying it anytime, any day. Don't put any amount that you know that you'll be pressured to want to sell in real estate. It's a solid asset. So if you're investing 16 million right now in Itsunu, or 11.5 million on a 300 square meter, it must be a money that you can conveniently let go, because you have something to fall back on. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, they are telling us that Itsunu is going to maybe 26.5 in 6 months time, is going to like 60 million in 2 years time or thereabout or whatever. This company that is selling, the company can tell you anything when they want to sell. Reality will set in 2 years time, and that will determine if actually people can pay 60 million for a plot there. So you don't invest based on emotions. You don't invest because people are screaming so details on your head. You need to look at it, you need to assess it, you need to analyze it, and then look at your funds. I've got 16 million right now. If I invest this 16 million, if anything happens in 4 months time to my business, to my financial plans, do I have things I can fall back to? Yes, fantastic. Invest the 60 million and then start watching your 60 million naira grow or compound. But you invest all the 60 million naira you have right now, and then in 6 months time, in 8 months time, you want to cash out because the property is now 26.5 million. You will not see a seller, a buyer. You will not see anybody because that property have not matured yet. And that's why I keep advising and insisting this in my videos. So Itunu, Eminence phase 3, Isimi, Lagoon Front, they are all fantastic properties, very good titles. Lagoon Front, water view experience, that's the selling point. The water view, the waterfront is unique. It's unique to Lagoon Front, and that's a very, very big selling point. Itsunu is directly facing the expressway, very fantastic, but it's not the only property facing the expressway. But with the plans and what Veritasi plans to do there, I feel that property is actually going to live up to its potential. Eminence phase 3 is also very good because we've seen what Redbricks have done with Eminence phase 1 and what they have done with Eminence phase 2. And then Isimi by Landwey is also very fantastic, and Landwey can continue setting any price they want to do, set at on that property as they want, because they are bold, they are brave, they feel they have the brand and they have the capacity to deliver that. So you can invest in Isimi too based on that too. So I think I've been able to do justice to these different 4 parties, analyze them, assess them, advise you based on what you have invested there or what you are about to invest there. So as the number one property on the planet, if you have any further question or you have maybe a different perspective to what I've shared here about Lagoon Front, about Itsunu, or you have invested there already and you want to tell us why you invested, you can also just drop a comment. Let's hear your view, let's hear your opinion about any of these properties. So I think maybe your property on the planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, I don't know, is my voice cranky? Don't mind me, I'm fasting, so I can't take water. So so I think maybe your property on the planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, Rabi Mustafa, thanks once again, thanks for always following us, for always following our videos. And I can always promise you there are so many fantastic topics that are coming and you are going to learn a lot from, and that's why you should subscribe and on your notification button, so that as I'm dropping these topics, dropping these videos, you get notified already immediately, and you can always be on top with our current topics and our current guides and advices. Thanks once again. Drop a thumbs like if you feel you have learned a lot from this video, and see you.